I was born in Jamestown,
What's your birthday?
October 15th, 1924. I graduated in class of 43.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
You remember about that?
Well, it was in not Pearl Harbor there.
Yeah.
I knew everything was changing in the United States there. I graduated in January.
Oh, January 43.
Yeah. I was in the Army,
Okay.
and I went to Fort Niagara, and then Fort Niagara went to Camp Atterbury, Indiana, and I was with 141st Ordnance, supply section of the Ordnance, and I drove a 6x.
6x6?
Yeah. Well, 6x6 is like a 2.5 ton truck with 4 dual wheels in the back. You know what I've been talking about.
Right.
It's a large vehicle. We worked on tanks and artillery and vehicles. I went overseas with a 35, 32nd. Went over to a place called Hay until ready for the invasion. And then we crossed the channel. We hit on Utah Beach on the second wave on Normandy there. We was on an LST there.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, when we hit the beach, they was about 3 miles in.
Oh.
And I've got it someplace, I couldn't find it now. But we all had our secret orders, the drivers did. So we had a rendezvous point, you know, where the whole outfit would meet, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because our outfit came in on 1, 2, I think 3 different ships. You know what I mean? And we had a rendezvous. Oh, it was hairy. These orchards, you know, with the hedgerows, you know what I mean? And they had potato masher grenades strapped to branches, and it was hairy. I mean, we drove off. Yeah.
Right onto the beach.
Right onto the beach. I could say they was 3 miles in when we hit.
Okay.
And we come in with the armored. That beach was just black with tanks. No convoy. Once you got on the beach, you were gone. You didn't hang around.
So did you pretty much by yourself as you're traveling along there?
There was 2 of us on the truck.
Cargo.
Well, cargo on my truck was Jeep parts, everything. And then I had a 1.5 ton trailer on the back, or it was a 3/4 ton, maybe a 3/4 ton trailer on the back of the truck. And everything. Got all grouped together. It was hairy around there.
Yeah.
Because there were Germans everywhere, you know what I mean? And then the French was helping us too, you know. They could tell us where certain groups of Germans were, you know what I mean? So we'd be on the lookout for them. Passed through Fougères, France. And about a half an hour after we went through Fougères, France, a German Panzer come back and retook it. So we was completely cut off. Couldn't get ahead because that was the front lines, and we knew we was cut off. And there was a whole battalion of us right in that area there. And about 3 days afterwards, our tank destroyers come through, and they just knocked the way out of the Germans. Mm-hmm. Then we continued on again. We tried to keep up with Patton there, and you know, he'd spearhead down a road, and boy. See, we was 3rd Army when we hit the beach, and after the liberation of Paris, we went 9th Army under Hodges, and we spearheaded north towards Dusseldorf. And we ended up in a place called Wiedenbroek. Oh, we went through one French place that were in convoy, and our officers made a wrong turn at an intersection. He made a right turn. He should have made a left turn. Buildings burning on both sides, and our infantry was right on the ball. They stopped us and asked us what the heck we were doing there. They was expecting the armor to come through. We was right in the sector. They were going building to building, and we got under sniper fire. And on my 6x, I had 3 flats all at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
One was a dual wheel, wiped completely out, and another one was a piece of shrapnel in that. You could have shaved with it. It was so sharp. And when we turned, that was when we was turning around. When we were going ahead, man, PW, you know what I'm talking about?
No, wait, for the camera, why don't you talk about
Keep
this?
going, because we was in the German sector.
Yeah, oh gosh.
But our infantry gave us a beautiful cover, so we got out of there okay. And buzz bombs, man, I seen more of them than you could shake a stick at.
Now,
I used to call them flying blowtorches.
okay.
They're very loud, you know. You know what I mean, flying bomb, you know what I mean. And then they'd run out of fuel and they'd come down and blow up. When we was in Holland, we had a buzz bomb shut off overhead every morning. You could set your watch by it. We was through the Ardennes.
Did you?
Yeah, I had 4, what you call battle campaigns, you know what I mean, battle stars.
The battle and campaigns were Central Europe, Normandy, Northern France, and the Rhineland.
Right, that's it. I got one when I was up in Germany. Went down to Paris for 3 days.
What was that like?
Well, it was real nice, you know what I mean. Treated just like a vacation, you know.
How were the women? Did they treat you okay?
Well, I didn't bother with. I was too busy sightseeing what I could do, and
What did the troops think about Patton?
I don't know. We used to call them blood and guts.
Blood and guts, huh?
He'd get spearhead, and the guy was nuts.
He was nuts.
Boy, he'd go right down the road, just spearhead, and heck, what's on each side, you know.
Be in the front too, yeah.
Trying to keep up with them was really something else. I had a bunch of prisoners after the war down in Marseille, France. When we had it was an ordnance base there, you wouldn't believe, where there were 24 hours going, shifts, you know what I mean, night. And we had all these Germans, they had a good deal there. You know what I mean, they were greasing and stuff like that, you know, on the trucks. So they had a good deal.
Were they pretty good workers? Were they reliable?
Oh yeah, they were very good. And of course, for them, the war was over,
Good
and
deal, yeah.
the war was over then.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin from CBS World News. President Roosevelt is dead.
We got the word. We was up in, let's see, I can't think of where we was now. But it was quite a blow.
And then shortly thereafter, you got the word that the Germans had surrendered. Do you remember where you were when that happened?
Oh, that was just like night and day. The lights come on and everything then.
Did you celebrate?
Oh, well, we wasn't much to celebrate with. We was way up in Wiedenbrück, Germany. Then we convoyed from Wiedenbrück down to Marseille, France. And then that's where I almost met my Waterloo. We stopped off at Cologne, Germany on an airstrip there. And there was a bunch of us, saw planes over there, and we was going to want to take a look. We started crawling across this field here, and my buddy, not me, said, freeze. One step, here was a strip wire.
Oh my God.
We was right in the center of a minefield.
Oh dear.
And one step was all it would have taken. And if that would have been tripped, it would have taken all 12 of us. I got transferred from the Ordnance to the 179th Field Artillery Headquarters Company. And that's the one I come home on the ship with. We come in down to Norfolk, and then I was discharged.
So then you finally come home to Jamestown and see your mom and dad for the first time in a while. What was the reunion like?
Oh boy, happy. It was just like, I can't describe it. It's just like when you're away for, like I say, it was 3 years, and it's joyful, And they couldn't do enough for you.
Do you remember your first meal?
Yeah, I asked my mother for some potato salad. World War II, they've always respected. But when it come to the Korean, they respected them. But when it come to Vietnam, I don't know, they always put thumbs down on them. You know what I mean?
You have an amazing collection of German helmets,
Oh, yeah.
rifles.
Yeah.
Really? How did you collect those?
Well, see, being on the truck, when I come across anything worthwhile keeping, I threw it on the truck.
That's what the truck was for, right?
Right, oh boy. They say if you want to keep any of that stuff, ship it home.
Wow.
So that's what we did. And I was lucky to get the stuff home. The only stuff I carried myself back was the German Luger.